Welcome back to TUTV. My name's Jack.
I'm Lily.
Hey, welcome back, Lily. How you doing?
Good. Oh.
Are you slicing it?
Oh, we're slicing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Oh.
How you been recently?
I'm good. I know. I'm just tired all the time, but I feel like that's just college, and I feel like every time you ask, I always say I'm tired.
I'm still tired.
Yep.
Still only got 4 hours of sleep.
Well, I got less this time, but you know, we're striving.
Woo!
Sorry, Mom. But
yeah, it's one of those weeks. I think I'm coming down with something too. Like I got like some sort of
flu.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's something, but it could be flu, and my immune.
I mean, if you have the flu, we should have like some hand sanitizer right here and just kind of.
Yeah. When I'm doing like interview guests and stuff. Hey guys, so don't get near me when I talk to you.
Yeah, you know we don't want to spread it. We're on a small campus.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if like there was an outbreak, like how fast it would take for us to like.
For TU?
I mean, like a zombie outbreak or something like that. Yeah.
I feel like TU would be the first one to go.
I feel like it like, I have some friends that they wouldn't find out until like a month later.
Yeah.
They never leave their apartment, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, exactly. I feel like it'd be the people who are like the homebodies who never leave, and then the people who are like scurry to campus, they're like always going, so they'll be the first ones to go.
It's like, oh wow, Richard, you haven't shown up to class in 5 weeks, and you're failing all your classes, but you don't have the virus, so congrats.
So you're living.
Yeah.
So hey.
Well, thanks guys. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yep.
Enjoy
see you later. Sorry for giving you a bite.
I know.
Hello and welcome to TUTV News. I'm Christina Buell.
And I'm JoJo. Let's skedaddle on into the news.
On Thursday, the Esperanza base of the Antarctica Peninsula recorded the highest temperature the continent has seen. The record, now at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, comes at, quote, no surprise, unquote, according to glaciologist Eric Steig. According to officials, the record will probably be broken again in the not-so-distant future. Many scientists believe that climate change due to detrimental carbon emissions is to blame.
As the Democratic presidential candidates are campaigning ahead of state primaries, the results from the caucuses in Iowa on Tuesday have been delayed, with 97% of the votes now released. The smartphone app designed to report the results of the caucuses started failing Monday night, and results were instead released in batches. The failing of the app has been noticed by Republicans as a detriment to the Democratic Party, and the Associated Press said it would be unable to declare a caucus winner.
The 2019 coronavirus, now officially named the NCP or novel coronavirus pneumonia, has killed a U.S. citizen in China, according to the country's embassy. The Chinese leader, Xi Jinping, has been seen publicly for the first time since the outbreak began, touring a hospital and a local government office in Beijing. The virus, now reported at over 40,000 cases, has been declared an imminent threat by the Britain Health Department. However, officials state that the reason behind the intimidating declaration is to invoke more legal powers in quarantining UK civilians believed to have the virus.
A new study released last week suggests that an inquiry-based stress reduction, or IBSR, could help link anxiety with procrastination in students. The IBSR method has students reflecting on their stressful thoughts, imagining reality without the existence of these thoughts, and exploring evidence for the validity of the opposite of those thoughts. The researchers found that the IBSR method increased participants' self-efficacy and decreased their test anxiety overall.
The billionaire businessman, former mayor of New York City, and current Democratic presidential candidate Michael Bloomberg announced recently an initiative to increase black homeownership in Tulsa's Greenwood district. Known as the Greenwood Initiative, this plan is to dismantle systematic institutional barriers that have hindered African Americans from obtaining the same success as other groups. The district, known as Black Wall Street before the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, has been unable to resurge as the epicenter of African American business and culture since then.
Construction workers in Buckingham, England, who were excavating for a new residential development, noticed something wrong very quickly. Buried in shallow graves under the site were 42 skeletons, and no one knows where they came from. The skeletons appear to have been restrained before burial, with their hands tied behind their backs, according to the workers. The district councilor, Robin Stuckberry, says that the skeletons could, quote, date from Anglo-Saxon times when there were killings in Buckingham, end quote. The construction has since been on pause. So I need to ask you, Christina, do you know if the studio has like a stove or a microwave or anything?
I don't know.
Well,
why do you want a stove or microwave?
So I missed lunch and I wanted to get some beans afterwards. They're refried. I'm more of a Bush's baked bean person, but this is all the store had, so I was wondering, do you know where I could do you know anyone that has like a stove or a microwave? No?
I don't think I have any friends with a stove or microwave. Why do you want to eat beans? Why did you choose beans?
Beans are the chosen meal for the boys,
Okay.
It's beans. You can't go wrong with beans, Well, I think that's all the time we have on my bean adventures.
Yeah,
so,
I hope you find a microwave.
Man, I do too. So my name's JoJo.
And I'm Christina. We'll see you next week.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we're here with Kaycee Shaper, the TU Trex president, and Eric Flores, the TU Trex advisor. First of all, thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks for having
and
us.
talking with us today. Yeah, for sure. So for those who don't know, if you don't mind, give us a quick summary, just what TU Trex is about, what you guys do.
All right, so we are the University of Tulsa's outdoor adventure organization. It's for anyone on campus.
Mm-hmm.
We do all sorts of things. We go camping, we go kayaking, we have yoga nights. One's coming up next week.
Okay.
Our spring break trip is well known. It's pretty much. Do you have questions?
Sweet. Yeah. Do you guys have it coming up this spring break? Where are you guys going
this spring break?
We
are.
Yeah, so it's a
headed to Grand
Southwest trip. Some of the locations include the Grand Canyon, Horseshoe Bend. We'll kind of set up a base camp around Flagstaff, go up to Lower Antelope Canyon, but kind of all in that Southwest region.
Is it too late to join if you wanted to join up? Or
Absolutely not.
Okay. So if someone wanted to sign up, where would they go?
We have online sign-ups. Should come through the Thursday hurricane warning, I believe. You can go through the links. There's one already out there if you search back through your emails.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if you get in touch with Eric, we can get it figured out.
Sure.
Hall marketing too should be up, so if you're in the residence halls, you can also find it that way.
Sweet. Cool. So what are some of the places in the past that you guys are a fan of, or somewhat recently? Any favorites? Or?
Well, this is my 4th year with TU Trex, so I've been on 3 of our spring break trips so far. We have been, just trips that I've been on, we've been to Guadalupe Mountains and Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, West Texas area. That was pretty great. We went to Asheville, North Carolina, with stops in Nashville and several other cities. We hiked part of the Blue Ridge Parkway. We took a bicycle tour of downtown Nashville.
Cool.
Horseback riding's a favorite. And last year
Still never done that.
it's so fun. Make sure you're prepared though. It
can be a doozy otherwise.
Yeah, a little bit. And then last year we went to Colorado. So we went to Boulder, Golden, Colorado Springs, just kind of a little trip all around Colorado, lots of hiking.
Any favorites for you, Eric? Any highlights?
So this is actually my first year being in the position,
cool.
But I'm super excited for this trip. To add on to like the horseback riding and kayaking, we're also doing axe throwing this trip and an adventure course, so that should be pretty fun.
Zip lining.
Sweet.
Zip lining.
You guys got a whole wide variety of things.
Yeah. Something for everyone.
Yeah. Were you guys into that kind of stuff before you joined, or before you were a part of it, or you kind of new to it?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, before this position, I was a backpacking counselor.
Okay.
In California, I did that for a couple years, and yeah, it very much aligns with my interests and the activities I like to do.
Yeah. How about you?
I grew up on a pecan orchard, so outdoors, yes, but the adventure side is a little different for me.
Right.
I started as a freshman as just a way to get outside more, get more involved, and
sure.
I've met a lot of people, and it's been a good leadership experience. But yeah, there really is something for everyone. If you don't think of yourself as outdoorsy, that's okay. We have something for you too.
Right. So yeah, that's what I was going to ask is like if somebody, let's say somebody isn't really into that as much, but they want to be able to meet new people. It's not too. Would it be think it'd be too intensive for them, or do you think it's more like open grounds kind of deal?
We try and make everything that we do as accessible to everyone as possible. So even when, like, we go on a hike, we'll have an option for those intense athletic people that have gone backpacking, done a 10-day trip. We'll have an option for an intense group, but then also your low level, just people that want to get outside groups.
Sorry,
I
I think the accessibility is reflected in the types of events we do outside of, even in the spring break trip as well. But we'll do yoga, we'll do Climb Tulsa. We've looked at like Laser Quest, things like that. So it's really all over the board in terms of activity.
How often do you guys do events or activities?
We try
like that?
and do one about once a month.
Okay.
2 if we're lucky, if they're smaller.
Yeah.
We try and go kayaking in the fall every year. It didn't pan out this year because of the whole academic calendar pushback, but that's something we try and go camping.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What are, just like a personal question, I guess, from your hometowns, what are some of the places that you like going to if you're thinking of going on a little adventure or going on a hike or something like that?
Well, from Bartlesville, we actually did, TU Treks took a trip down there to the Osage Hills State Park. That's somewhere I would recommend going, and we took a little group, and it seemed to go over well.
Not too far from here, right?
No,
like an hour drive or something?
No, about 30, 40 minutes for that.
Cool.
And then, just nice little hiking. If it were warmer, you could go swimming.
Yeah. Any places near you, Eric?
Yeah, so for me, I grew up about 2 hours away from Yosemite, and it's National Park. It's one of my favorite places on the earth. I would love to get us going there, but it's a little far for a Kincaid bus, but maybe someday.
One day. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming, guys. I really appreciate it, and it sounds really cool. So if you're interested, check them out. And thanks for watching.
No sports.
Welcome back to TUTV Sports. I'm Harry Lebowski.
And I'm Ryan Bennett.
Let's get to the sports news this week.
The Tulsa men's basketball team's 6-game win streak came to a stuttering halt this past week, which saw the team pile up 2 straight losses. The women's team, now on its 4th straight loss, isn't faring much better. The men's team hopes of achieving a top 25 ranking are growing a little slimmer following these tough losses, but if Martin's Igbanu, who has averaged 29.5 points over the last 2 games, keeps balling out, would be a foolish endeavor indeed. Let's hope TU's brief skid turns into another winning streak.
The XFL kicked off its revival season on Saturday with a 2-game slate, with 2 more games on Sunday. The Football League is offered as an alternative to the NFL during the NFL offseason. It is not associated with the NFL. Organized by WWE CEO Vince McMahon, originally began in 2001 but quickly went bankrupt. The league is back again for the 2020 season and has acquired national TV distribution for all of its games, a major hurdle for most upstart programming. The league season will last 2 weeks, followed by a 2-week postseason.
Tulsa women's tennis team swept Abilene Christian this past week, winning 7 of 7 singles matches to take home the victory. The Tulsa women are now at 6-0 overall and 7-2 overall. Leanne Benedicci's win was the deciding factor to take Tulsa to a 4-0 lead, good enough to take the best of 7, but the women didn't let off the gas pedal and took home the 7-0 sweep. TU's next matches will be against DePaul on February 16th, followed by Purdue on the 17th.
Simone Biles is in the midst of preparation for the 2020 Summer Olympics. Biles, who will be 23 by the time those Olympics come around, has already proved that she can compete at an age far older than most of her competition, but she's continuing to break barriers. Last week, she achieved a vault move called the Yurchenko double pike, which has never been performed by any female gymnast in competition. It is unlikely that she'll perform it at the Olympics given its high risk of injury, but it is still remarkable to achieve in practice.
The 2020 NASCAR season began this past Sunday with the Busch Clash at Daytona. This race is preliminary to the Daytona 500 this Sunday. Last season, Kyle Busch took home first place in the championship series, scoring a total of 5,040 points throughout the season. Sunday's race saw Eric Jones take home the trophy in wake of various crashes. Jones finished 16th in last year's championship standings. This NASCAR season will continue throughout 2020 before ending in November.
The NBA trade season officially ended last Thursday, as teams are now banned from trading players due to the oncoming playoffs. The biggest trade of the week involved the Golden State Warriors sending D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves alongside other assets, while the Warriors received Andrew Wiggins and other assets. Another massive trade involved 4 teams and ended with Clint Capella on the Atlanta Hawks and Robert Covington joining the Houston Rockets. The Rockets traded for Covington in the hopes of beefing up their roster to pursue a championship this June. So Ryan and I were talking about potential XFL team names. Did you watch any of the XFL this weekend?
Nope.
Okay, well, here's some potential team names for the XFL. Do you want to start or should I start?
You can start.
Okay, so I'm going to do LA names. The Los Angeles Traffic.
The Tulsa Potholes.
It's pretty good. The Los Angeles Pollution.
The Oklahoma Boomers. OK Boomers for short.
Right. The Los Angeles Vegans. That's a pretty good one, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Golden Hurricane.
Now on to the esports package.
Hey guys, this is Alex, and welcome back to Tulsa Events. Last month, TU opened a new facility called the Tulsa Esports Facility. This includes 2 areas, the Esports Lounge and the Gaming Lounge. Let's take a look at what kinds of entertainment are available at the Gaming Lounge. This room has 20 computers, each with mainstream games already downloaded and ready to be played after logging in with your TU Net ID and password. Off to the side are 3 Nintendo Switches with games like Pokemon Sword and Shield and Overcooked 2. In the middle of the room, there's a hangout space with large screens for watching live gaming tournaments streamed from around the world, and chill beats to study and/or game to playing in the background. On the other side of the room, there's space for board games and a GameCube for playing Super Smash Bros. Groups are invited to host their own events with friends or with their club by going to the UTulsa website. All students are free to come and hang out in the gaming lounge and play whatever they like, regardless of their computer system at home. You can play all the Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, or Counter-Strike as you like. Now, let's get back to the studio.
Hello and welcome back to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Isabella.
And I'm Benji. Let's get into our entertainment news for the week.
Actors Joaquin Phoenix and Brad Pitt took home their very first Oscars. Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for his performance in Joker, and Brad Pitt claimed award for Best Supporting Actor in the Quentin Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For Best Actress, Renee Zellweger won for her role in the biographical film Judy, which tells the story of Wizard of Oz icon Judy Garland. Laura Dern rounded out the acting nominations, receiving Best Supporting Actress in the Netflix film Marriage Story.
Joaquin Phoenix delivered an emotional speech while accepting his award for Best Actor. He used the platform to speak about the unity between causes and gave a nod to animal rights advocacy. In a speech, he said, quote, "I think that when we're at our best, when we support each other, not when we cancel each other out over past mistakes, but when we guide each other to grow," end quote. He ended by reciting a lyric written by his late brother, River Phoenix, which stated, quote, "Run to the rescue with love, and peace will follow," end quote. As the award ceremony extended into the late hours of the night, the crew behind Parasite had their acceptance speeches for Best Picture abruptly ended. The lights in the room dimmed and the cameras panned away to prepare for the show finale. The audience of stars, however, began to cheer for more speeches from the cast and prompted the lights to turn back on. Parasite represents a historic moment in Oscars history and continues to receive words of praise among fans and film critics alike.
So Benji.
So Woody?
I did not actually watch the Oscars last night.
Me neither.
But I do love to keep up with Oscars fashion, and I have to say, my favorite outfit of the night last night was that one guy that wore the black tux.
The one guy with the... Which one?
You know that one guy that won the award?
Which one?
That one guy.
Bella, there were like 20 men there wearing black tuxes. That's literally all they wear.
Oh.
I guess that's okay, because, like, I mean, if you watch the past few episodes, we've worn the same thing for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll see you next week, probably in the same outfits. Thank you.
You've really been wearing the same thing for the past
As Isabella's roommate, she has in fact not washed that sweatshirt.
Oh my god.
And has worn it to UTV.
I'm like, oh.
She roasts me up. She can put on platform.
I noticed that. That's fine. I'm gonna go back
See,
to
I didn't either
look.
because I'm like, you know what? She knows she's fashionable. She knows what she's doing, right? And then she came in right before we started filming and said, you know what, Lily? I haven't washed this yet. And I think I've worn this every time I've filmed this. You're right.
Try to be like careful about that. But I think what they're embracing.
I know. No, we're in the drought still. No, we're in Oklahoma. You know, we're water. You gotta do what you're
Say don't clean those and someone else like, bro.
Well, no, I think that you should still wash your clothes regularly.
Yeah, go ahead. Regularly.
Regularly. But, you know, there are some exceptions, like pajamas. You don't have to wash them every night. You can wear them for like a week and then wash them. You don't wear them outside, so what are you doing? Like, you're cleaning your bed after taking a shower, so.
I like the way you think.
Thank you, I know.
Yep.
I like saving water.
Yep. Speaking of the Oscars and all that stuff, I didn't watch them either because I missed it. But I think it's kind of exciting that Brad Pitt won his first Oscar. He's been in the business for like 40 years.
I think it's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
The whole
and it's
thing.
funny because he was in the same movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Shimmer Me Timbers.
Shimmer Me Timbers. Arr, you know, shout out to Brad Pitt.
Arr, mighty.
Me homie.
Man, they're really, I mean, like, at least they got one.
Well, the biggest dub for them is getting paid millions of dollars. Speaking of millions of dollars, I need to go home and collect my paycheck. So I'll see you guys later.
Have a great week. See you next time.
Bye.